Coffee with MarkZ, Tuesday morning chat, the 11th of March 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. MarkZ update: some highlights by PDK, not verbatim. MarkZ disclaimer. Please consider everything on this call as my opinion. People who take notes do not catch everything. And it's best to watch the video so that you get everything in context. Be sure to consult a professional for any financial decisions. Member. Good morning one and all, are we there yet? Member. Happy Tuesday. Any good RV news today, Mark? Member. Is the 17th still in play to have bonds done? MZ. I am still hearing those dates are solid. The from now until the 17th is still in play. The bond side is still telling me their expectations are for the historic bonds to be knocked out this month. And the majority done by the 17th and 18th. That should be more than enough for us to get our announcements, we hope. Member. If it happens for bonds on the 17th, will we be able to go then, MZ? Yes, probably shortly after, within a couple of days. Member. I don't know about anybody else, but I just have this gut feeling about St. Patrick's Day, and that our rainbow will appear with the gold at the end of it, i.e. the RV. Member. March 15th is the Ides of March, meaning debt relief equals Nasara. Member. The longer this goes, Trump opens himself up to MSM criticism regarding the economy. He needs a magic Trump card to surprise everyone, i.e. RV, Nasara. MZ. I agree, and I believe they are starting to make better headway, but he really needs Nasara, Gesera. Member. The financial system is a house of cards built on a sea of debt, and the seas are getting rough. Member. I have a story about a friend of mine who went to a Chase bank and saw a kiosk machine that said, exchanges. Wish I knew what that means? MZ. Hopefully it means our exchanges, member. It could be exchanging our fiat dollars for our new rainbow gold-backed currency in the exchange machines? Member. We have exchange ATMs in Australia. Just put in US dollar and it converts to $. Only does a few currencies. Member. Friend of mine went into M&T Bank few months ago. Bank MNGR said they do not exchange. He went in this week, asked the same question, and Bank MNGR said yes we do and are preparing for it now. MZ. Al-Ilaq. Iraq has one of the greatest Arab gold reserves with 162 tons. This is making the news again. Iraq wants the world to know the physical assets it has in its foreign currency reserves, ECT. They want us to know they are one of the only solvent countries in the world. They are not a debtor nation. They are a creditor nation. They are laying the foundation to be able to change their rates. Member. Vietnam also has tons of gold in the ground. More than anyone knew. MZ. Central banks injects more than 5 trillion Vietnamese dongs in market to keep liquidity going. They may need to change the value of their currency. MZ. Vietnam to sign US deals as trade. Energy officials meet. Vietnam is wanting to work closely with the US. They do not want to deal with tariffs and sanctions, so are working hand in hand to make sure everybody gets what they want out of this relationship. Vietnam wants to grow with the US. They need to raise the value of their currency. Member. Mark, what about the Iraqi parliament hasn't been able to get a quorum to pass any legislation due to the Shiite-Sunni conflicts? MZ. On the region's oil. The US imposed the amendment of Article 12 inches. The US stepped in on HCL and approving Article 12 with assurance. And guarantees that they are working with the Iraqi government to make things happen. And we are about to see things launch off of stuck. MZ. Is Iraq stepping into the world of cryptocurrencies? Yes, they are studying many of them, to blend them with their assets. MZ. Iran is on fire. Angry protests and the unprecedented collapse of the Tomain. Their currency is in absolute free fall. We may soon have different leadership in Iran. Member. Did Kuwait have to wait for a country's currency to revalue internationally before they exchange like we waiting for Iraq? Member. 1 hour into the markets, Dow Jones is down minus 463 points. Yesterday was over $1.75 trillion gutted from markets. Let's see how today does. Member. Another reason for Dow going downhill. Deadline for new loans, end of bank term funding program, is today. Member. Looking like a week of many geopolitical moves. This could get us to where Mr. C was speaking of last Friday. Plus Trump meets with Xi April 2nd. Member. Lunar eclipse, blood moon in 3 to 14 will be seen around the world. Purim starts on Friday. Member. Monday is St. Paddy's Day the 17th. Pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, currency, would be a good day. Member. I've been a practicing poor person forever. I would like to be rich now please. Member. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says I'm possible, from Audrey Hepburn. The content in this podcast is for general and educational purposes only and not intended to provide any professional, financial or legal advice. Please consider everything discussed in MarkZ's opinion only. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com